My name is Jordan Sclare, professional chef since I was 16 years old, where I started my career at the Savoy five-star hotel in London and worked all the way through the sections. It was a really tough job and you had to be very, very passionate at that young age to stay working with high pressure, with high expectations in a five-star hotel at the age of 16 between around 110 chefs, a kitchen split over 5 floors. And I remember starting on the vegetable section, prepping loads of vegetables. And the way the apprenticeship worked back in those days at the Savoy was you spend 6 months basically on every section, then your 4 years is over. After my apprenticeship finished at the Savoy, I moved on to working for Gordon Ramsay in Royal Hospital Road when I was about 20 years old, the only 3 Michelin star restaurant in London. And I spent the next 2.5 years working there. One of my favourite experiences in terms of learning discipline and how to perfect things and really taking care of the small mistakes so the large mistakes never happen. I really wanted to get into cooking food, which was the type of food that I really wanted to eat. And at the time, I loved eating Asian food. So I started looking around, at the time, all the best Asian restaurants, doing stages and trials. Where should I go next? As I ended up starting to work at a restaurant called Nobu. Nobu is a 1 Michelin star Japanese restaurant, and it was a real new experience for me to start working in that 1 Michelin star Japanese environment compared to a 3 Michelin star French European environment at Gordon's. Was like a big change, and there was a lot to learn for me in terms of the food, the flavors, and a lot of the terminology was in Japanese as well. I got the opportunity to open Buddha Bar and bringing the concept over to London. It was a huge responsibility on my shoulders for my first opening ever as head chef. So I stayed there 2 or 3 years, and again I got headhunted by a Chinese group coming over from Hong Kong who were going to open a Japanese restaurant in London. So I ended up opening Aqua Kyoto and winning 2 air rosettes in the second year. And I stayed working there for around 4 years. During that time, I got to travel to Japan, to Hong Kong. I got approached to do a food tasting for Kurt Steser. Kurt is one of the best restaurateurs I've ever come across. His passion for eating is somewhat a match to mine, and has a real passion for good flavour and good taste and a really good night out in a restaurant. Kurt and I got together and he told me his ideas and plans to open Chotto Mate, which is where I am now. Since then we opened in London and Miami and Toronto. My style of food that I love has to be the type of food that's less time needed to actually prepare the food and more time concentrating on the actual taste and that flavour for the food. As soon as it goes in your mouth, within 1 second you need to know yes or no. The flavour has to be so bold and so delicious and wonderful that you can't be putting it in your mouth and it's something that's just gone or disappeared, and then 10 seconds later you're like, oh, that was okay, yeah, that was nice, that was good. Oh no, actually that was good. No, that's not my style of cooking. Take the food, put it in your mouth, wow, straight away, it's really delicious immediately. The fantastic thing I love about my career is that I've got the balance and the fusion of a real European French technique style of cooking, where I had to go to Thames Valley University at college and do my apprenticeship and work for Gordon and learn the secrets and the science behind cooking. But then I got to open that box of flavors when I learned and continued to grow and travel and develop about Asian cuisine mixed with Peruvian cuisine. Having the discipline of Japan and the subtleness mixed with the bold explosions from Peru, like the coriander, like the lime, the lemon, the onion, the chilies, the wonderful chilies they have in Peru. Some of my favorite chilies are from Peru. The ají amarillo, the yellow Peruvian chili, has got to be so far my favorite #1 chili in the world. When I mix those together with the learnings that I had when I was younger, that made me, I believe, something very, very special in the way I look and create and taste food, and the tactics and the skills I use to create a dish to impress you, to impress customers, to impress people at home. Some things that most people don't know about me probably out there is that I love to play basketball. At one point I did want to be a basketball player, or I had to make that hard decision on, do I want to go down the road of being a basketball player or a chef? And I thought the career path is a lot longer for a non-sports person. That sports person, I mean, cooking as a chef is a very, very tough career and you have to be dedicated. But going down to make it as a top sportsman, you've got to be real top of your game, and in a short period of time you've got to make it to the top very, very fast.